Welcome all of you. Today we will start the next video of our 11th class physics, Newton's laws of motion. And in that I have given you the ideas of that laws and applications. Today we shall move for that our numerical approaches. So for that today we shall study that free body diagram. Free body diagram. Okay, we can abbreviate it as our FBD. If anyone is saying to you that what is that FBD, meaning is that he is saying that what is the free body diagram of the given picture. So in physics, first we should know that definition of it. In physics, FBD, free body diagram, is a graphical representation used to visualize the applied forces, momentum, and resulting reactions on a body of interest. Okay, so what is free body diagram? Free body diagram is the graphical representation used to visualize. No, it is the graphical representation. Why are we doing that graphical representation? To visualize the applied forces, momentum, and resulting reactions on a body of interest. That what is our body of interest on which we want the graphical representation of forces, momentum, and resulting reactions. So that body will be called as our body of interest. Okay, students. So I think I had given you one free body diagram while I was saying you that Newton's first law. So that if a book is kept on a table, a block is here on a ground surface. So you all guys will be aware that a weight, that this is the weight of that block. Weight of the block due to that F gravity. What is the force due to the gravity on any mass will be called as our weight, and that will be equals to our mg. Suppose a block of mass m is kept on that table, and the student, due to the contact, a reaction force will act on it. Okay, a reaction force will act on it, and that will be in upward direction. You all guys will be aware about it. That by Newton's third law, that Miss when I am pushing this board, so I am applying a force on that board, and also at the same time I can feel some force on my palm as well by the board. So this is the contact, and that the force which I am feeling on my palm is the reaction of the board. And of course, so here that contact is present, so mass will that act in the downward direction, and due to the contact a reaction will come there. And student, if this acceleration of the block is 0, if it is not accelerating, then by the Newton's first law, the sum of forces, this F gravity, and this side you will, if you are choosing this side as your positive, any side you can choose as your positive. I am choosing this positive as plus y is upside. So if this you are choosing as positive, then this will become minus of F gravity plus this what reaction will be equals to 0. If no acceleration, no force will act on that. So the forces acting on that body of interest, our body of interest will become this block, and on this we are performing the graphical representation. Okay, so for that now I want to say to you, miss, that if you are drawing this now here, that the object of interest, the object or body of interest, you will represent by the a dot. You will represent by a dot here, and mg you will write like it, in downward direction, and this reaction will come, and if though no acceleration is present, so of course no force will act on that body, and sum of the forces acting on the body will be equal to 0. That if no resulting the unbalanced force that applied unbalanced external unbalanced force until and unless you are not applying on any body, the body will not accelerate. So if the body is not accelerating, so that forces are balanced or they are coming, they will be the sum of the forces will act on the body, that will be equal to 0 only. I think this idea I have given to you. So this R will become, student, F of gravity only, is it? And you know this R will become m times g in this case. I have told to you that phi when the body is not accelerating. So this is the expression we will get. Okay. Now student, one very common example you guys will look, that is a inclined plane. And suppose I have a block here. This block is here and it is inclined with theta angle, we can say. It is inclined with theta angle with the horizontal. So now suppose the mass of this block is m. Okay. So now we want to draw the FBD of this block. Our object of interest will be this block. Okay. And suppose it is not accelerating in this case. Acceleration is 0 in this case. A is your 0. No acceleration, it is not accelerating in this case. So acceleration will become equal to 0. So our object of interest will be this mass, and student, you can have this screenshot up to here. I am going to rub that side. So your object of interest will become this mass, and then you will choose this mass and will draw the FBD diagram. So that object you will represent by the dot, or you can represent by a block as well. But for the time, I will say to you to miss, if anyone is saying to you to draw the FBD diagram, our object of interest will be a dot in that case. And you guys will look, I am drawing here that our mg, student, mass will act what? Mass will be what? Thus this will be that vertically downward direction only. So this mg will act here due to the gravity, getting, and so this mg is acting here. This force of gravity, mg, weight of that block, and student, a normal acceleration I made writing here, acceleration is 0. A normal force will act on it, and no one will do the mistake of making this normal force in this part that always remember that normal force, where should I write? I think here, normal force is due to the contact and always acts perpendicular to the direction of contact surface. Okay, so that normal force will come due to the contact, and that is always going to act perpendicular to the contact surface. So your normal will be like this. Okay, it will be perpendicular to that contact surface. So that normal, or whether you representing by R or reaction you are saying, or normal, for the time we will say normal. It's the normal everywhere we used to say, so that's why you can represent by N as well, or you can say R as well. So normal force will act in this direction, isn't it, student? Normal force is acting in this direction, perpendicular to the normal force will always act where? Perpendicular to the direction of contact surface, and it will be due to the contact only. And what are the other forces which is acting on it? I am making it frictionless. Okay, if that friction is going to act on it, if friction is there, static block is at rest, so a kind of that static friction, F of S, it can move. You will look by your sense, you will say that it can move along this direction. It is not going to up, is it? It is inclined, so it can go in that downward direction. So that if it is that friction force will be opposite to the motion of the body. So of course, kind of that F of S we can say for the time, since we are not that studying friction right now. We are that in the Newton's laws of motion, so I'm not saying you to have the friction here, but for the time you can consider I will discuss about this all. A kind of that static friction, F of S is acting in the opposite direction of that motion of the body, so it can slide in the downward direction, so that friction will act in the upward direction. So only this much of the forces I think you can think in your mind which can act on this block. Wait, normal reaction I have told you, it will be perpendicular to the contact surface, and it will be due to the contact present between the bodies. And friction force, if you are assuming, so a kind of friction force will act on it. Okay, getting it, student? And of course, this is F of S and this is normal, so they will be perpendicular to each other, isn't it? Is normal is perpendicular to this inclined surface, and F of S is along the inclined surface, so they will be normal. And I should write here, this will be our normal in this case. Getting it, student? So student, we will look that our mg is here. No, if I will look at to this, I will be not able to that relate the forces acting on it by this diagram, I think. So next task will be in that free body diagram is to you can say that next task is to resolve the forces along the contact surface and perpendicular to the contact surface. Okay, perpendicular to the contact surface. First we shall that now assume that which one is that our object of interest, that I will represent by a dot. What are the different forces acting on that? We will draw that, and next task will be to resolve the forces along the contact surface and perpendicular to the contact surface. Getting? And you guys will remember this, that normal force will be due to the contact surface and it will be always perpendicular to the contact surface. We will solve more and more problem based on it, and it will become clear to you. But now for your basics and for your starting, I will told to you that no one will make the blunder of drawing it like it, in that vertically up direction. It will be always perpendicular to the contact surface. Right up to here. Can I have this screenshot as well? Next we are talking. So we have come to know that what are the various forces which are acting on that block, and it was our force due to the gravity, mass times acceleration due to gravity. It was our force of friction. A static friction is going to act, since that block is at the rest position or it is not accelerating, so static friction will act on that. And we have seen that a normal force was acting, or reaction you can say, normal force was acting perpendicular to the direction of contact surface, which is inclined surface. Or the block was something like it. Here was that our mass. A block was there, which has that mass m, and that force due to the gravity was acting here. This force, this F of S, force of friction will act here, and normal was acting perpendicular to the direction of force of contact surface. So look, this friends, this vector, we will study in that vector we can shift from one place to the another place. So it is the vector quantity, representation of that vector quantity. So we had that shifted then and bring it to the same position. So we can shift that. You will not confuse that the F of S is here, so why we have not drawn here. We can shift that. Look student, I have told to you that our next task will be to resolve the forces. Here only forces are acting here. Resolve the forces along to the contact surface and perpendicular to the contact surface. So whatever that contact surface will be there, all the forces we will resolve along the direction of contact surface and perpendicular to the direction of contact surface. So you will look that F of S is that along the direction of contact surface, normal is perpendicular to the direction of contact surface, and of course this F of S and normal will make 90 degree, is it? So one force which is mg, it is not that either along the contact surface or perpendicular to the contact surface. So we will try to resolve this mg force along the contact surface or perpendicular to the contact surface. But for that, students, whether we know what is the angle here, we don't know what is that. This mg is making means what angle mg is making with that vertical of that contact surface. So for that, student, you know it was our angle theta here, and if this is theta, it is 90 degree here, and if that is theta, so this will come out equals to how much, student? 90 minus theta. That's all. Sum of all the angles in a triangle will be equal to 180 degree, and this one is 90, this one is theta, so that will come out 90 minus theta only. Look, student, these two lines are parallel here. Two lines are parallel here, and a transversal line is intersecting these two parallel lines. So when a transversal will intersect two parallel lines, then interior alternate angles will be equal to each other. Interior alternate angle will be equal to each other, and you will look that if this one is 90 minus theta, so this one is going to come equals to 90 minus theta. So student, if this is the triangle which are forming here, so if this one is 90 degree, 90 minus theta, so of course this angle is going to come equals to our 90 minus theta, and it is our 90 degree. It is our 90 degree. So this angle is going to come equals to theta. I can draw it here. This you are looking in this way. Okay, towards our inclined. So it is our 90 degree. It is our 90 degree. It was coming equals to our what? 90 minus theta by alternate interior angles. And when you will apply the triangle sum rule, so this should be our equals to what? Theta only. Sum you will make 180 degrees, so this angle is going to come equals to theta. So you guys will look, this angle is going to come equals to theta only. And student, if a vector is that means it is the vector quantity f, which is that any vector quantity can be here, which is at the theta angle with this x-axis. So we can resolve this vector that along the direction of x and perpendicular to the direction of s, or along the x-axis and y-axis. And when you will resolve along the x-axis, it will come out what, student? F cos theta. And when you will resolve along the y direction, this is going to give us what? F sin theta. You will apply cos theta. What will be that cos theta? Cos theta will be base upon hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse. We want that base. So hypotenuse is what? F into cos theta will give us base. So hypotenuse is F, cos theta will give us base. And we want that perpendicular here. So perpendicular, we know that sin theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So hypotenuse into sin theta will give us perpendicular. So this you guys are looking here. So student, we have seen that how to resolve a vector along the x-axis and y-axis. So we had come to know that this one will be our theta angle here, from here. And when will we resolve this, that along the perpendicular direction of that inclined surface and along the inclined surface or contact surface, this side we guys will get what? Mg cos theta, this side mg sin theta is going to come. Of course, this one is our 90 degree. So on this side, two angle has been formed. So this one will be our base. So mg cos theta and that mg sin theta will come there. And student, if you are saying, student, suppose it was the situation we were getting, here was our mg, here was our normal m, and here was our f of s. Okay. So for the time now, we want to resolve this along the contact surface and that perpendicular to the contact surface. It will be our task to perform. So we will. I was saying to you, we can that guess this one will be our theta angle for the time. So if we are assuming that guessing that this one is our theta angle, so in that case we guys will get here mg cos theta, since it is our 90 degree. So this mg cos theta this one will become base. On which side two angles will be formed, that will be our base. So mg cos theta this side will come, and this side mg sin theta will come. So whether our guess is correct or not, we can check that by saying that when theta is equals to our 0. So when this theta we are making 0, this theta will become 0. So what will come? So look student, this mg cos theta will become mg at the place of theta. What will you put? 0 degree, and you guys will be aware that cos 0 is your 1 only. So this is going to give us what? Mg. And when you will put this mg sin theta, mg sin 0 will come, and you guys will be aware that it will be equal to your 0, since your sin 0 is your 0 only. The value of sin 0 is 0. So we are looking, when are we making this theta equals to 0, only mg is present. No mg sin theta is 0. Mg sin theta will become 0 in this case, and mg cos theta will become mg when our theta is equals to over 0. So that our guess will be correct, that this will be our theta by performing this task. We have proved it that when theta is equals to 0, it was only mg present there. So our guess will be correct, and by this way also we can say that this will be our theta angle, or you can do by this method, geometry method, and this will be that mg sin theta. So it is a kind of the free body diagram of a block on that inclined plane. We will solve problems, and we'll look at what can be that various cases. So when those things will come, we will talk about that. First, right up to here. You can put the vector on that force of friction as well. So now we will move for that apparent weight of body in lift. Apparent weight of body in a lift. Okay, we'll look at to the lift conditions. What will be that apparent weight in that lift? So what is apparent weight, student? First we shall define that one. When a body of mass m, is placed on weighing machine, okay, weighing machine I will write block, I will abbreviate machine like it, okay, in my physics class. So weighing machine which is placed in lift, then actual weight of body is mg. Okay, when are you keeping a mass m on a weighing machine, so of course that mg is going, force due to the gravity will act, and that will be mg, and that will be called as your actual weight, that is mg. This weight offers a reaction or that normal you will say, but here we are saying that a reaction is coming due to the contact, reaction given by which offers a reaction R given by the reading of weighing machine. Okay, so the actual weight that mg in that force due to the gravity, so the reaction offered by the weighing machine, this weight offers a reaction R given by the reading of that weighing machine. What is the reaction coming on the body, that will be given by the weighing machine. This reaction, so we can say reaction exerted by the surface of contact on the body is the apparent weight only. Okay, reaction offered by the contact surface will be the apparent weight. Okay, is the apparent weight of that body. Apparent weight of body. Okay, student. So in short, we can say that what is the reaction, whatever that reaction will be exerted by the contact surface on the body, that will be called as your apparent weight. And what will be that actual weight? Actual weight will be that force due to the gravity, and that will be equals to nothing but the mass times the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, student, right up to here. So we have seen that what is our actual weight and that apparent weight of a body in a lift, and we are performing a task of that apparent weight of body in a lift. Okay, in a lift or elevator you can say. So student, that we have seen that what is our apparent weight, it is nothing but the reaction offered by the contact surface. Suppose I am assuming a lift here, it is the lift here, and here we have that spring balance. Okay, it is the spring balance present here, and a block of mass mkg is put on that spring balance. And student, our condition is that condition of the lift, you can say condition of that lift is that velocity is 0, and acceleration is 0. Velocity is 0 and acceleration is also equals to 0. So that our lift is not moving, it is at the rest, we can say, the velocity is 0, acceleration is 0. So we can say that at rest. Okay. So when this lift is at the rest situation, so what are the forces which are going to act here? This will be that a force mg, due to that force due to the gravity will be that weight of that block, that will be equals to your mg, and reaction due to the contact surface. Okay, so reaction due to the contact surface will be this in the perpendicular to the direction to the contact surface. The reaction will come. Now, student, it is the rest situation, and which law you will apply here? Think about it. That which law we should that apply here? Of course, that acceleration is zero. Which law we will follow? First law. So according to Newton's first law, okay, this I will write Newton like it, n to the power n. Newton's first law. So you will say this r side upside is positive, so r minus mg will be equals to your 0, and from here you will get r is equals to mg only. And what is r, student? R is that reaction offered by the contact surface, and that reaction offered by the contact surface will be called as your apparent weight. So in this, your apparent weight will be equal to your actual weight. Whatever is that your actual weight, that will be your apparent weight, and that will be equals to that r is equals to mg, or you can say mg. Okay, so it was the first situation we have seen. We'll move for that next situations as well. You can write up to here first. So we are looking at cases of that apparent weight of the body in a lift, and this we have assumed as our lift. Here was that our spring balance. It was our spring balance. Spring balance, and was the weight, we can say that a block was there which has that weight, that m, and due to that weight will, due to the gravity force, that weight will act in that downward direction, and this reaction will be due to the contact surface, and this reaction we will call as our apparent weight, and we want to study the reaction of the body, reaction due to the contact surface, and that we will say as our apparent weight, student. So next condition we are saying that our condition is that lift is moving upward, lift is moving upward with constant speed, upward or downward both. Okay, if it is going upward or downward, both situations we are assuming, upward or downward, with constant velocity, with constant velocity. So if it is going up or down with constant velocity, so you are looking that our velocity will be what, student? Constant. Velocity is our constant. So when the velocity is constant, what will be our acceleration? Of course, acceleration, differentiation of velocity, differentiation of constant thing is 0 only. So acceleration will be 0. So that that when the velocity is constant, so our acceleration will be 0. Which law you will apply, student? That acceleration is 0. So when the body is not accelerating, that net force, there will be no, that net force acting on that body will be equal to 0. It is our Newton's first law. So by Newton's first law, we will say that upside is positive. We are saying that you can say that up you are saying as or positive. Okay, up you are saying as positive. So this r minus of mg, is it? R is positive, mg that will become minus, should be equals to 0 since acceleration is 0. So that force will be 0. It is our Newton's first law. So this r will come out, if student, mg. R will be equal to mg in this case as well. This is the second condition we are saying when that lift is moving upward or downward with constant velocity. And in this case also, student, that our apparent weight will become actual weight. That apparent weight will be equal to our actual weight. Okay? It is the second condition, student. You can think, you can take this screenshot. Upward or downward. Okay. Solution is 0. Okay. Then have this screenshot up to here. I am going to rub this. Okay. Next condition now, student, we are changing that. It is our third condition. That third condition we can say that lift is accelerating upward. Okay? Lift is accelerating upward with the rate of A, you can say. Okay, so it is moving up. I am showing that it is going up, so I will write like this. Okay, so it is moving with that acceleration A, it is going up. Okay, upward. We are not saying downward. That second condition was for that upward and downward both. Now we are saying it is moving upward with the rate of that acceleration A, student. Okay, and our velocity will be what? Velocity will be variable in this case, is it? When that velocity will be variable, then only that there will be acceleration. If velocity is constant, no acceleration, velocity should be variable, then only that our acceleration will come, and this acceleration is less than g. Acceleration is our less than g in this case, we are assuming. And when this acceleration is less than g, student, so you are looking, it is moving with an acceleration. Which law you will apply now? Newton's second law, isn't? These are the problems you will find. No? That Newton's second law, by Newton's second law, when that acceleration will be there, so that net force acting on that body, what is Newton's second law? That net force acting on that body will be equal to nothing but the mass times into acceleration of that body. Okay, so when this lift is moving upward, so that what is that acceleration you will, for that net force acting on that body, according to net force acting on this block, according to the Newton's second law, should be equals to what? M times the acceleration of the body. And we are looking that these are the forces which are acting on it. So we can say that it is moving up, so that R will be positive. So R minus mg should be equals to what, student? Mass times the acceleration, isn't it, student? It is moving up, so this by Newton's second law we will see this, and this will become ma, this plus mg reaction, and what m we can take as a common, so a plus g we will get. And here we will say that our apparent weight, what is reaction? Reaction is that your apparent weight is your only, our apparent weight is what? More. It is coming more, isn't? That this should be equals to mg only, apparent weight, when it was not accelerating. But in the case when it is accelerating, so this apparent weight is coming more than the actual weight of that body, isn't it, student? So you can feel as well when you are in lift, you are moving upward, so you will feel a kind of that means more weight on the more reaction you will feel that when it is moving up. Okay, it will, that you will look heavy that on that. So why? Because of this expression we have proved mathematically that when the lift is moving upward with an acceleration a, so apparent weight will be equal to our actual weight. Condition 3. Move to that condition 4. Our condition 4 is that, fourth condition is that lift is moving upward at the rate of g. Lift is moving upward at the rate of g. So it is moving upward with the rate of g. Now it is our fourth condition. So it is moving upward, student. So that of course that velocity will be variable only, isn't it, student? Until and unless velocity will be not variable, it will not accelerate. So that due to the height, g will change, so that it will accelerate. So g with the variation in the height, we will study in that gravitation, g will change, so it will accelerate. And at what rate it is that accelerating? With the rate of g. So we are looking that our velocity is variable and our acceleration is coming equals to, in this case, is equals to g, and upside we are assuming as our positive, so r minus mg should be equals to what, student? Newton's second law you will apply, ma, and here in the case of a has become equals to your g, and here you will get reaction is equals to 2 times of mg. Now so from here you guys will look, when it is moving upward with the rate of g, that our apparent weight in this condition will be 2 times of that actual weight. 2 times of that actual weight. Okay. So fourth condition. Condition number 5. Fifth condition we are choosing now, and fifth one is that lift is accelerating. Lift is accelerating. Now it is accelerating downward. Lift is accelerating downward at the rate of a, we can say. Okay, at the rate of a. So it is accelerating now, and it is accelerating in downward direction, and what is the rate? Is your a. Velocity is your variable. It is that accelerating, so velocity will be variable. Look, student, when the velocity is not variable, it is constant. So whether it is going up or down, by Newton's first law, our apparent weight reaction will be nothing equal to that actual weight, which is nothing but the force due to the gravity, and m times the mass, m times the acceleration due to the gravity when it is moving upward or downward with constant velocity. So that apparent weight will be equal to that actual weight that you will notice. Okay, now it is accelerating downward with the rate of a. Velocity is variable, and of course this acceleration will be less than g in this case. Okay, upside we are taking now. Which law you will apply? Accelerating. So by Newton's second law. By Newton's second law, that upside you were assuming as your positive. So upside is positive. So reaction R will be positive. Minus times of mg. Okay, and look, student, it is moving downward. So that it should be equals to what? M times a only, according to Newton's second law. So a, this will, because it is moving downward, so of course a minus sign we will put here. Are you getting or not? It is downside will be what? Minus. Upside is positive, downside is minus. So R will come out, student, minus of ma plus of mg. And when you will take m as common, it will be a here only, a. So when you will take m common, it will come out g minus a. g minus a. So from the weight we are subtracting ma. In earlier case when it was that moving upward with a acceleration rate of a, so we were adding the mass, with the weight of that block we were adding m plus a. So we had said that apparent weight will be more than the actual weight. But here what are we doing? From the weight we are subtracting ma. So in this case what will come, student? That our apparent weight will be what? Less than the actual weight. Apparent weight will be less than the actual weight, or you can say actual weight will be more than the apparent weight. Getting it, student? Move to the sixth condition. Sixth condition is saying to you that lift is moving downward. Lift is moving downward with the rate of g now. So velocity is your variable in this case, and your acceleration is equal to, that rate has become equal to g only. So here you can say A is equals to g now. So when A will be equal to g, you will look R is upside, R by Newton's which law? By Newton's second law. Second law you will apply. R will be positive, minus of mg will come. It is the downward direction, and here minus of mg is going to come. It is in the downward direction, equal to that mass times of the acceleration. Acceleration has become equal to g, so this should be equal to what? M times of that g. And in this situation you guys will look, this is minus of mg plus of mg will get cancelled out, and you will get 0 here. Is that different? And in this situation you guys will look that our apparent weight will become equal to 0. So if that lift is that accelerating downward with the rate of g, our apparent weight, now that weightlessness, we will feel that apparent weight will become equal to 0. This is called as our weightlessness. Weightlessness. Okay, weightlessness. Whatever is there, it is a twist of tongue. Weightlessness. Okay, weightlessness. Okay, sixth condition. Weightlessness. Look, friend, that was not weightlessness. That was that reaction force was equals to your 0, so that was your weightlessness. Okay, weightlessness. That will be called our weightlessness, not net. Okay, we will say as that weightlessness. Okay, move to that 7. 7 number has come. 7 condition is that lift is moving downward. Lift is moving downward at the rate a, which is more than g now. Which is more than g now. So velocity will be variable in this case. Velocity will become variable, and of course this acceleration you are considering what? More than g now. So by Mr. Newton's second law, so that second law, when you will apply this, R is of that up positive minus of mg, and here you guys will look, this is what? M times a, you can say M times a, it will be equal to M times a. Newton's second law. And A in this case is more than G. So this is in downward direction, so this minus sign will come. Is it? So R will be what? Minus MA plus of MG. And MA is A is your more than G, so you will get negative reaction in this case. You can say since your A is more than G now. A is more than G now, so you will get negative reaction, means you will say that apparent weight is negative. Reaction is what? Apparent weight only. Apparent reaction due to the contact surface will be called as our apparent weight. Negative means the body will rise from the floor. Body will rise from the floor and floor of the lift only, not any other floor. Floor of the lift and stick to the ceiling. Okay? Stick to the ceiling of lift. Okay? You can write lift, I am not writing that. Ceiling of lift. So you will look that if you are making your acceleration more than G and the lift is moving downward direction, so that body or person will that move from that floor of that lift and it will that stick to that ceiling of that lift. So you can kill a person by this way as well. Also it will become the criminal case, and this criminal case where you can perform, whether you can perform this case on the earth or not, that is your task. You will think about it, that whether can we perform this on that earth or not. And in the case when it was moving, that acceleration moving upward, and when that acceleration was equal to G, so that our apparent weight was coming equal to 2 times of that actual weight. And when you will make that acceleration more than G and moving upward, so at what value you have increased, that give us that what is that increase in that apparent weight in the case when it was moving in that upward direction. So at what rate you are increasing the G, that will give you that apparent weight. It will be positive in that case. We have seen, since that apparent weight was coming equal to 2 times of that actual weight, so it will be positive only. And when you will increase the value of G in that case, when that acceleration was equal to G, so that apparent weight was that more. So at what rate, if you are going beyond the value of G, so what is that, by how much amount that apparent weight will increase, that will depend upon that what value you have increased to that of the acceleration, which is more than G. And here you are looking that when your acceleration is that more than G and moving downward, so it will become negative and the body will stick to the ceiling of that floor. And the condition when it was moving downward and with the rate acceleration equals to G, so in that case we will feel the weightlessness. Okay, this condition will be asked to you. So these were that conditions. No one will try to learn it. You will try to apply it. Okay, and when the problem will come, it will become easy to you. Gradually, when you will perform that numericals, when you will do that numerical, solve the numerical, you will be able to do this. But for the time, you will look at to the different situation we can have. Okay, don't learn it; it will get learned to you by itself. Right up to here. Look at to this problem of elevator. That an 80 kg man stands on a scale inside an elevator. An elevator is there. Is that a man is there which is on that scale, some scale, and he is standing that on that scale. What weight in Newton? He is stand on that scale. What weight in Newton that the scale reads when elevator? The condition has been given that at rest, moving upward with constant speed of that 5 meter per second, moving downward with constant speed of that 8 meter per second, and moving upward with the rate of 3 meter per second square, moving downward with the rate of 4 meter per second square. Okay, student? So we have come to know what are the different situations, and in that for A, B and C, I will say A, B and C, when the elevator or lift is at rest or moving upward or downward, with constant velocity. So in that case we will say by Newton's first law that our R was equals to nothing but equals to m times g only. So this was the situation we have seen in that for A, B and C, for three of all these cases, whether what is the value of that speed now, we will not miss that assume in our mind that they have given us speed, whatever speed they are giving, but it is that constant. So for this constant speed, we will say that by Newton's first law that our reaction, that apparent weight will be equal to nothing but the weight of that person. And weight of the person, it is mass is that your 80 kg, and g will be what, student? 9.8 meter per second square. This 80, when you multiply this 8 8 is 64, 4 6 here, 6 here and 7 8. Okay, 7 8 4 kg meter per second square, and kg meter per second square you guys will say 78 Newton. Don't forget to write the units of the thing. In physics, that units are only going to help you, so you will not forget to write them. So 784 Newton. You guys will get the weight of that apparent weight of that person in the case whether it is at rest or moving upward or downward with any constant speed. Okay, so these three situations we have seen, and the dth one is saying to us, that when it is moving upward with the rate of what, 3 meter per second square. So what is this one? 3 meter per second square. Here is what? Meter per second square. So D1, they have given you what? Acceleration. Is that it, student? Meter per second square is the unit of acceleration. You will judge like it. Okay. So acceleration is your 3 meter per second square. Now it is moving up. When the person is moving up, here is the person moving upward direction. So I have told to you that our reaction will become what? M A plus G. Isn't it, student? In the case when it is moving upward at the rate of A, R will become what? M times A plus G. You can look at that situation. So in this way you will have to miss that thing in your mind as what should come. That means what? Mg will act here. Reaction will go up. Okay. Acceleration is upside. So of course by applying Newton's law that your what? R you are taking positive. So R minus Mg should be equal to what? M times A. R will come out what? Ma plus Mg. M you are taking as common. A plus G is going to come only. So M is what, student? That 80. Okay. A is what? 3 meter per second square. G is what? 9.8. Okay. So when you multiply 80 by this 12.8, 8 8 64, 6 8 2 16, 6 22 2 8 1 2 10. Okay, this much of that kg meter per second square you will get, or you can say that it will be 1024 Newton. I have learned by that table in Hindi only, okay? So you can do that table in English by your own self. So in my childhood I was in that Khichdi school, so I had to learn that in that Hindi, and I had to done so many things. There were so many sticks in my life when I was in my childhood. Now it has become that criminal case if you are touching any student. I think it's wrong. So 1024 Newton you guys will get. In the case when it is accelerating upward. Okay. Now when it is coming downward, this one DE you guys are getting. So when it is coming downward, so you guys will look that our R will become what? M. That now what will you do? From mg you will subtract ma. You can look at to this situation. Elevator is there, there is the scale, man is situated here. It is coming downward, mg will act in the downward direction, reaction will move up. Okay, R is positive, so R minus mg should be what? Downward direction is negative, so ma. So R will come out what? Mg minus m of a. Isn't? So mg, and you are taking common, so g minus a Newton you will get. Reaction is a kind of that force you will say, so that will be in Newton only. So this m you are writing 80 here, g is what? 9.8, acceleration is your 4. Okay, this much of that Newton you will get. So 80, this will become 5.8 Newton. 8 64, 6 46. Okay, this much of that Newton you will get in that dx situations. Okay, so these were the conditions we have seen. And the student, now if that means that wire of that lift or elevator, someone has that cut that by any instrument, so that whatever mechanical arrangement will be there, that will be free from that lift. So what you can write up to here, can have the screenshot. So in the case of free fall, in the case of free fall, what is free fall? So free fall is that situation, student, that here is the scale, a man is standing on that scale, so mg will act here, reaction will go up, okay, and it is in the condition of free fall. So when it is freely falling, so what acceleration will act on it? G acceleration will act on it. So by Newton's second law, what will you say? That R minus mg, upside you are saying as your positive. So R minus mg should be equal to what? Mg, and that downward direction you are saying as your negative. So it will be minus of mg. So that R will come out what? This one minus of mg plus of mg. Meaning is that reaction will be equal to 0 and you will feel that weightlessness. Okay? In the case of free fall. So in the case of free fall, you guys will have that weightlessness. Do it. You can slow down the video, you can pause the video by your cell phone and can do the things. If you are feeling any that my speed is that slow or that fast, according to that you can do. Look student, we are having a situation that a block of mass m is here and a string from this side and this side is attached, and that you are pulling it. Okay, a person is here which is holded it from this side and this side, and our question is that can the wire be horizontal? Yes, our wire will be horizontal in this case. All options are yes, B is your no, C is your both, D is your none of these. So you guys will look that a free body diagram, you guys will make that our object of interest is your M. So due to the mass, that force due to the gravity, mg will act here, and a tension will act in this direction. Look student, tension will be along this string and it will have that pulling effect. Tension will be along this string and it will have that pulling effect. Remember, and this string, that along this string the tension will act and it will have that pulling effect. So which answer will come? Answer will be no. It will slack. Now, you can try this, but the mg is acting in this direction and no force is here which can balance it. No contact is present. So, no force is present which can balance this weight of that block. So, it will slack. It can't be horizontal in this case. So, your answer will be no. Answer will be a big no I am writing. Okay, no. Enough for today. Thank you all of you.